mca.gov.in. When you go to MCA services, you will find a service by the name of Master Data View Company or LLP Master Data. You can key the company name. You need not have the information on SIN, but suppose you want to search about XYZ company, you just write XYZ and click search. It will show all the company names which are starting or which contain that particular word. With this, you can search the company, whether the company is still active, it is existing, it is wound up, it is amalgamated, or it is liquidated. Once you have the information of the company, you can go to the company website where you will have the details. For instance, in one company uh, with which I am showing your data is that which has maintained the data on their website with year wise, DPID wise, folio wise details, where you can search whether this is being transferred to IPF or it is lying unclaimed and unpaid with the company itself. The company is duty bound to provide this on the website as well as provide newspaper advertisements or other details, opportunity to the investor to claim it back before it is transferred to IPF authority after a gestation period of 7 years. In case if you find that any company is not providing any such details, you may seek a help by raising grievance to IEPF authority in this regard. One other option is that on our website we provide updates about list of nodal officers and list of deputy nodal officer. As we discussed, nodal officers are the key managerial persons which are defined under the Companies Act, as well as a clear definition is provided under the IEPF rules, with their responsibilities, with their duties toward investors. They are duty bound to provide all help to investors to their genuine queries about their unclaimed amount or investors, money or shares. With them, in large companies, we have provided a list of deputy nodal officers also who assist the nodal officers in their duties. Nodal officers are punishable for not providing any information or not providing e-verification report on time. Therefore, you have a right which is provided to you under Companies Act, which the government of the day has provided, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has provided under the Companies Act to demand services from the company. When we talk about the details of the transmission or the type of cases which we get, basically most of the cases which we get involve transmission. That is, the original holder has died or is not available and his legal heirs are claiming the fund, claiming the shares from IEPF authority. This slide provides a breakup of those type of claims. When we say transmission, it can be of physical shares, it can be of demat shares. In both cases, the shares can be held singly or jointly. It can be with nomination, it can be without nomination. Then the share value, that is the market value on the date of filing claims, can be up to 5 lakhs and above 5 lakhs. When we say singly, if the person has died, then the shares or the amount will be refunded back to his legal heirs. But when we say jointly, if one person has died, according to the Companies Act and Model Article of Association provided therein, the second holder, that is the surviving holder, has all the claim on the shares as well as the dividend amount. That is, it would be better if you buy shares jointly within the family or with your other friends. That will help you to retrieve back the shares and amount if something happens to you. The other method by which you can secure your financial asset is by nomination. We, as a regulator, as a service provider, always emphasize on providing nomination. This will help your nominee to get back the shares as well as amount with minimal document requirements if something unfortunate happens to you. As of today, IEPF rule provides that in case if it's not a case of joint holder or nomination, there are two sets of requirements. One for shares where value is less than 5 lakhs and other set where the value is more than 5 lakhs. There is less requirement of documentation for shares valued less than 5 lakhs as if succession certificate and will is not required compulsorily. For above 5 lakhs, you need to have succession certificate, probate of will, letter of administration issued by competent court or competent authority to establish your claim. So we can say that if you have joint holding or if you have nominee, then it becomes very easy for you to claim back your unclaimed amount or unclaimed shares from IEPF with minimal requirement of KYC such as PAN card, Aadhar card, bank check, demat account, and your basic informations, and with minimal documentation requirement you will get back your unclaimed amount and shares. When we talk about the types of cases we deal with, it is if the person has got the shares transferred from the demat account and he is seeking it in the same demat account, when it has been transferred from the demat account but he is seeking it back in a different demat account, when it is transferred from physical shares, then the case of death of one of the joint holder, then if it's the death of the only single owner, then other cases about transmission or it's a case of transfer. As we can see, if for all the people we have same document requirements, then it may not be possible to refund back their shares. Therefore, based upon your particular case, you need to see which is the documentation requirement. We can see that the broad categorization of claims filed with authority is where there is a minor difference in name, then same name affidavit is required from the claimant. When there is a major difference in name, then a newspaper or gazette publication is required. In case the physical security is lost, an FIR copy of share certificate under 63D would be required along with surety bond as well as newspaper advertisement depending upon the amount or the valuation of shares. In claimed of unclaimed suspense account, the company will be required to give the CML of company's unclaimed suspense account. In case of name difference on death certificate, same name affidavit by legal heir is required. Sometimes we have claims where we don't have the exact data in MCA 21. In such cases, on the basis of challan and verification by nodal officer of the company, the amount is transferred back to the claimant. The authority relies on the verification of the company under Rule 7.3 and entitlement letter issued by the company under Rule 7.8 and 7.9, subject to liability of the company for processing any claim. When we say about the procedure to file the web form IEPF-5, it's an easy web form where you need to attach the scanned copy of all the documents like copy of Aadhar card, PAN card of the claimant, or all joint holders in case of joint holding. In case of NRI and foreigners, copy of passport, OCI card or PIO card can be attached in place of Aadhar card. Client master list of the demat account of the claim, self-attested, where the claimant wants to seek the refund back. Then proof of entitlement, which is physical share, bond certificate, debentures in case it is available. In case claimant is a legal heir, then transmission documents such as notarized succession certificate, probate, will, indemnity bond for transmission, duly notarized, or affidavit, copy of death certificate, no objection certificate from other holder is also required. In case the physical share certificate is lost, that is the entitlement proof is lost, FIR copy, affidavit in form of surety, indemnity bond and newspaper advertisement is required depending upon the valuation of the shares for which you are seeking refund. In case your holding is in demat form, these documents are not required. So you may see that it is always beneficial to hold all your financial assets in demat form such as bonds, debentures, shares, that is easily traceable as well as transferable. We will talk about the website of IEPF wherein you can go and file the form. You can go and file search on services where you will be taken to the forms button and upload e-forms button. Once you go there, you will be able to see the documentation. When we say the steps to file IEPF-5, it will take you to the new IEPF web form. It will say whether it's a normal filing, that is you are filing it for the first time, or in case some deficiency has been pointed out in your filing, you are filing it under resubmission. It asks for name, date of birth, PAN card, address of applicant, phone number, Aadhaar number. In the second part, it will ask for your company details. In third part, it is to be filled yes if it's a case of transmission, as we discussed earlier. If it's not a case of transmission, you can fill no. In case it's a case of transmission, you have to fill the details of the original security holder, relation of claimant with the security holder, and number of nominees. Once you fill the number of nominees, it will prompt you to add their names. When we say and move forward, the point number 4 provide for type of claim, whether you are claiming for amount and shares and or only for amount. You can fill at 5 number the detail of shares which you are claiming back. You can fill same form for different folio of the same company together. That is, more than 20-25 folios of XYZ company can be filled together. You will be prompted to write type of holding, that is whether it's a physical holding, demat holding, folio number, type of shares and number of shares. Multiple drop downs are provided for providing ease to the claimants. Detail of amount claim, that is type of claim, whether it's an unpaid dividend, debentures, bond. It is also provided in a drop down option. Type of holding, whether it's the physical demat, folio number, then amount of the claim, financial year to which the claim relates, and reason for non-encashment is also required to be provided in the form. In case you don't have much information, you can fill in the whole information which you have, or you can, before filling this information, ask for this information from the nodal officer of the company. In the next slide, you can see that the detail of shares claimed will be provided as a drop-down option as is available on your screen. Similarly, detail of amount claimed will also be provided under the drop-down option. The last part of the form is refund account detail, where you need to provide the bank account details, bank name, bank account number, IFSC code, bank branch and demat account number in which you are seeking the refund. With this, We also have attachment option where you can in the web form also attach mandatorily as well as optional attachments. Then there is a declaration form option. Once you say I agree, then the form is filed and you are no longer able to change any details. MCA services under investor services provide for IEPF-5 where you can file the new form by registering yourself as well as track IEPF-5 SRN. The track IEPF SRN service is provided in MCA website also as well as on IEPF portal. IEPF authority has a separate IEPF portal for which we have a MIS based system under which erstwhile claim form which were filed before 20th September 2019 wherein the process was physical, that details can also be assessed. When we say new web form service, you go to track IEPF-5 SRN service under M321. If it is showing for pending for e-verification report, it is pending with the company, pending of approval, it is the claim is in processing with the authority, sent for resubmission is that is some observations has been marked from the authority and it needs to be resubmitted within 15 days, rejected and approved status can also be seen. Then for physical form, you can go to iepfportal.in, click on track your SRN and you can provide and see for yourself the status of your claim form. VR not received shows that the company has not provided the VR. Sent for resubmission provides that authority has marked some observation. Under process is that it is under claim processing. Rejected, approved is as is literal meaning. Paid is that share and dividend amount has been transferred. IPF authority by its rule has a standard operating procedure for disposing of claims where there are responsibilities cast on the company as well as the authority to provide and dispose of the claim within timelines. The authority follows indicative procedure where it matches that completeness of all information should be there, matching of information should be there in various form, then affidavit and other supporting documents are checked, which includes those for name change, address change, indemnity on stamp paper is checked, then verification of PAN details and client master detail from government database is there, physical securities is checked. All this is done online. We have done various simplification in rules over a period of time to promote ease of living and ease of doing business. In the current round of simplification for claimants, advance receipt has been waived off, notarization of non-legal document has been replaced with self-attestation, that is you can self-attest your documents, requirement of succession certificate, probate of will has been relaxed up to rupees 5 lakhs, requirement of affidavit and surety has been relatively eased. Similarly, for companies, newspaper advertisement for loss of share certificate valued at less than 5 lakhs has been done away with. Companies have been given flexibility in transmission, accepting transmission documents. Then requirement of attaching complete document in case of unclaimed suspense account has been done away with. We receive and solicit regular feedback from all our stakeholders to improve our processes and make it faster, transparent, and more responsive. The standard operating procedure has already been given in the rules. Then we can discuss the reason for resubmission and discrepancies. Resubmission is when the folio number is not mentioned properly or wrongly mentioned in the form. Demat account number is not mentioned or mentioned wrongly. Then there is wrong Aadhar or wrong bank details. In case of certain documentary discrepancy, we send it for document discrepancy correction, where physical share certificate is not provided as a proof of entitlement, or in case of loss of share certificate, the related documents under Schedule 3 is not provided, entitlement letter from the company is not provided, client master list is not provided or is not in same name as in share certificate, and the name difference affidavit is also not attached. There is a mismatch in name and address of the claimant, or KYC documents are not provided. There may be shortfall in documents, that is, indemnity bond is executed on plain paper, or name is not printed on cancelled check leaf, which is to be scanned and attached with the form. Then we move to the investor awareness initiatives of the authority. The authority has taken a multi-pronged approach towards conducting investor awareness. Gyan Darshan Tele lecture series, which is being done in partnership with IGNU, is also one of the initiative. Other initiative includes propagation of investor messages through social media such as Facebook and Twitter, electronic media such as radio and TV, where we take various initiatives on All India Radio as well as Prasar Bharati such as Doordarshan, interactive education programs in person, then print media which includes newspaper or pamphlets. The interactive investor awareness programs in person are done in rural areas through Common Service Center, and in urban and semi-urban areas through Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan or professional institutions such as CA Institute, Company Secretary Institute, Cost Account Institute, or Institute of Corporate Affairs of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. We have many such MOUs, including from Indian Postal Payment Bank to other scheduled commercial bank, to spread our messages to various parts of the country. We have done and conducted about 62,678 investor awareness programs, for which we have covered about 29,19,455 citizens in 604 districts spread over 30 states and union territories of the country. All the details of these programs are available on